So now we're going to move on to matrix equations with inverses. so um, let's walk through it. So we're trying to solve for x. Okay. If you think about it, the way you would solve for x is you would take a plus 5b and divide on both sides. Well, we know we can't actually divide matrices like that. So we're actually going to take a plus 5b, whatever that is, and we're going to take its inverse, and we're going to multiply that to both sides. So we're going to have c times a plus 5b inverse. Right? This, when I multiply any matrix by its inverse, they'll cancel out, correct? So we can say that x is just equal to c, whatever c is, times, well, we already know what c is, but times a plus 5b inverse. So the first thing we need to do is find out, okay, what is a plus 5b? Well, let's think about it. So if we have a is 4, 6, so we got 4, 6, 2, 5. And 5b, so we're going to do plus 5b. So 5b is we're going to take b and we're going to multiply each entry by 5. So it gives me negative 5, negative 20, 0, positive 20. And we're going to add everything together. So we end up with, let's see, 4 plus negative 5 is negative 1, 6, let's negative 14. Let's see. Then we've got 0 plus 2 is 2, so it's 25. Cool. All right, so that is for a plus 5b. And we know c is this matrix here. So basically what we have, pull this up here, I guess. So basically what we will have is we will have 0, negative 3, negative 1, negative 3 times this negative 1, negative 14, 225, but this inverted. So we got to invert it. Well, remember our shortcut for inverse is 1 over the determinant times d negative b negative c a, right? So all we're going to do is find 1 over the determinant times all that stuff. So the determinant would be, let's see, negative 25. So determinant of, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, we'll call it D or something like that. So the determinant of matrix D is going to be negative 25 minus negative 28 or positive 3. So it'll be 1 over 3, and then we need to switch D and A, so 25 and negative 1, and change the signs on B and C like that. So basically, we're going to be multiplying. So C is 0, negative 3, negative 1, negative 3. And we're multiplying this by this matrix where I multiply 1/3 by all of these terms. In other words, 25 over 3, 14 over 3, negative 2 over 3, and negative 1 over 3. That's just multiplying it out. So I can erase this negative 1/3 now. So now I'm multiplying. Let me change the color, I think, just to make things a little bit easier to see. And so let's see, 0 times 25 over 30 is 0. Negative 3 times negative 2 over 3, that gives you positive 2. Let's see, 0 times, that's going to be 0 again. And then negative 3 times negative 1 over 3 is going to give you positive 1. Negative 1 times 25 over 3 is going to be negative 25 over 3, plus negative 3 times 25 over 3, that's going to be positive 2. Let's see, 2 is 6/3. So just doing some quick math, you do 19/3, I think. 19/3, not 13/3. And then negative 1 times 14 is going to be negative 14/3. Let's see, negative 14/3. All right, negative 14/3, and then plus 3. So let's see, 9. So -5 over 3. So this should be x. Now, what else could I do? So let me plug into my calculator, just make sure that I got everything correct here. Go to my calculator. Oops, not what I was trying to do. Go to the matrix calculator. I'm going to multiply my 2 matrices that I had. And I actually can't invert a matrix. So let me see here. I promise I'll get all this stuff off the screen. Just give me 1 second. So I got 0. Let's see. -3, -1, -3. Then I've got D was -2 or -1, -14, 2, and 25. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just invert this because remember we had to take the inverse of that. So invert that. And hopefully I got the same thing here. 2, 1, -19 thirds, -11 thirds. And I got the -19 thirds. Must have done something wrong when I let's see. -19 thirds, and then I had -14 thirds plus. Oh, I know what I did. I put 3 here. This is why I love using these. You can kind of check and see like what happened. What I did was when I multiplied -3 by -1/3, I put a 3 here. Oh, that's definitely not 3. That should be +1. And then 1 is 3/3, and that's how this should be -9/3. Okay, cool. All right, so let's put everything in. So we got 2, 1, -19 over 3, and negative. Well, it should be 11. Why did I write 9? Ooh. Make sure I made it negative. Yep. Submit answer. Yes. And awesome.